Good evening, friends. Welcome back to another part to be discussed on the integrative review under the series of the literature reviews. Now, considered a form of research that reviews, critiques, and synthesizes representative literature on a topic in an integrated way such that new frameworks and perspectives on the topic are generated. Now, this is the definition which has been given for the integrative review. Now, secondly, they have said that the body of literature includes all studies that address related or identical hypotheses or research problems. So, here we are going to focus on the literature which is going to be addressing related or identical hypotheses. Maybe someone has done a similar kind of the work or have presented the similar kind of hypotheses is what or the research problems, also research questions. Now all these things constitutes what we call it as the integrative review, for which we have got the sufficient material. A well done integrative review meets the same standards as the primary research in regards to the clarity, rigor, and the replication. Remember, it is not the duplication, it is the replication. This is the most common form of review in the social sciences. Now I have to check it out whether similar kind of a thing can be done even in the management studies or not. However, for the social sciences, this is the most common one. Now, what are the other names for the integrative review? Now here we see that sometimes it is called as IR, sometimes it is also called as integrative literature review. It is also called as the systematic integrative reviews also. Now there is another definition which has been given by some of the writers, and I'm just picking up one of them is Broom 1993. He had given us the definition as integrative review is a review method that summarizes past empirical or theoretical literature to provide a more comprehensive understanding of a particular phenomenon or healthcare problem. So it is not just the social sciences, this is even in the medicinal or healthcare management studies that the reviews are taken care of. Integrative reviews thus have a potential to build nursing science, informing research, practice, and policy initiatives. So here enter the other areas apart from the social sciences theories. Now, well done integrative reviews present the state of the science, contribute to theory development, and have direct applicability to practice as well as the policies also. An integrative review method seems to be an approach that allows for the inclusion of diverse methodologies like experimental and non-experimental research. So first page we have seen social sciences, second one we have seen healthcare management, then we even had what do we call it as the nursing sciences, informing research, practice, policy initiative, theory development in some of the areas. Now we are coming up to those areas wherein experimental and non-experimental researches take place. Now integrative review is said to be best designed for nursing schools, review experimental and non-experimental research simultaneously, so that we are able to define the concepts, to review theories, to review evidence, point out gaps in the literature, to analyze methodological issues out here, not the studies. Now, this has been given to us or cited through Whitemore et al. In 2005. Now, similarly, now we will have to understand whether there is any difference between integrative and systematic review. Now, there are few guidelines which has been given to us, and let us see how different authors have given us the differences. First one by Grant et al. In 2009, with respect to the time frame, he says that integrative review time frame is 12 plus months. Varies beyond the type of review, depends on many factors such as but not limited to resources available, the quantity and quality of the literature, and the expertise or experience of the reviewers. So this matters a lot when we are focusing on integrative review also. So even if someone let's say with just 6 months is not enough for them, they need someone who is more experienced. So definitely it can be an expert of that particular field, a teacher, Whitmore, a faculty member who has got experience of more than 3 years. They along with the students can go ahead and form what we call it as integrative review. Now next one is in terms of the question. Formulation of a problem may be related to practice and or policy, especially in nursing. Now this I have been discussing with certain other schools of thought, and they told me that this is not just restricted to nursing. This holds true to biotechnology department, then even pharmaceuticals, then they have even taken for the biostatistics. Then there are the schools wherein a lot of experts information is required, like archaeology, then architecture also. So these are some of the areas where they are taking care of it. Now the second one is with reference to the sources and searches, comprehensive but with a specific focus. It has to be integrated methodologies, experimental and non-experimental research. Purposive sampling may be employed. Now I'm not entering into the sampling at all, so this is more of the purposive sampling. Database researching is recommended along with the gray literature searching. Now once I'll be discussing about the different kinds of literature that are available, at that time I would be introducing to all of us as to what exactly we mean by gray literature. Other recommended approaches to searching the literature include ancestry searching. When ancestry searching is coming in, definitely yes, we can even pick up the alternative schools of thoughts like astrology, tarot cards. I would say palmistry, numerology, even they also are able to enter into it. Journal hand searching, networking and searching research registries. Search is transparent and reproducible under the heading of the integrative reviews. Now in terms of the selection, selected as related to problem identified or question, inclusion of the empirical studies and theoretical reports and diverse study methodologies. Now it is not a very simple kind of a research problem that we are able to identify and proceed further. This requires some kind of a skill, and little bit comes with the experience only. Appraisal. How quality is evaluated in an integrative review will vary depending on the sampling frame. Limited or varying methods of critical appraisal, and these may be a bit complicated also or complex by nature. In a review that encompasses theoretical and empirical sources, we have to focus on two quality criteria. Instruments could be developed for such type of source, and scores could be used as criteria for inclusion or exclusion or as a variable in the data analysis stage. So here we can see we have entered into the expert area where two quality criteria has to be present. Number one. Number two, we have to understand that the scores that we are going to align with the research in terms of the questionnaire or the surveys or the interviews have to be taken care of, and this depends whether we really would like to include them or to exclude them from our own studies. Then comes synthesis part of it. Qualitative narrative synthesis for qualitative and quantitative studies exclusively. Now more would be understood with respect to the synthesis and meta-synthesis also. At that time we will understand what is the importance of the qualitative narrative synthesis for qualitative and quantitative studies. Now data extracted for study characteristics and the concept. The synthesis may be in the form of a table or a model to portray results. Extracted data can be compared item by item so that similar data are characterized and grouped together. Now you see, a simple logical model cannot come over to us just like that. You need to understand that yes, a lot of studies has to be taken up and lot of observations have to take care so that we are able to arrive at a particular I should say a diagram or a data that can be categorized, and then how well we are able to group them together so that we are able to come up with a concrete solution for a problem. Now the method under the integrative review consists of data reduction, data display, data comparison, conclusion drawing and verification. Again, this has been pinpointed out by Whitmore et al. At 2005. That is the publication of his book. Now there are certain limitations. First and foremost, methods of analysis, synthesis and conclusion drawing remains poorly formulated under integrative review. Issues to combining empirical and theoretical reports. There are a lot of issues which are there, and more has been discussed again by Whitmore et al. In 2005, one of his books. And then we can see that So that is the end of the limitations that we can check it out and find out as to what it is. And even when we talk about the experts, now how well the experts have to be taken care of: 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years. No, I don't know how they are going to be taking care of it. They just have mentioned that yes, experts needs to be present for the integrative study. So I think that goes with the integrative, and there are few papers which I would be taking up as a video presentation, and we can discuss. I'll show it to you there itself how the review has been taken care of by some of the individuals. Till then, thanks and take care. Bye.